My name is Daniel Woodruff. When the COVID-19 pandemic, I guess, really started up here in the United States, it was right here in Washington, right? That's where it first started. And it was also right about the time that I got out of the Army. I'd spent about 10 years active Army. About half that time I was a respiratory therapist. That was my occupational specialty. And I'm just watching on TV like all these, terrible things are happening and people are getting sick and dying, and it's a respiratory disease. And then I was watching the news one day, and there were these nurses in Brooklyn, I think. As I watched, these nurses are standing at the front steps of this hospital, and they were just pleading, and their exact words were, if you're a medical professional and you can come and help, please come and help us. I was thinking, man, I have the skills, I have the ability, and I have the time. I'm not going, nobody's going anywhere or doing anything. I approached my wife and I said, how would you feel if I, went and helped? How would you feel if I went and served in one of these hospitals? And she's like, I can't believe you haven't left already, So it was, I couldn't watch the news one more day, and see all this pain and sickness and death, and I'm just sitting here doing nothing. So it was a clear call, and I felt like I had to answer that call. So I get to New York, and my first day I had 16 patients on ventilators, all to myself, no backup. I could only go and treat these patients pretty much one time a day, and the rest of my day was just responding to, patients are crashing, patients are dying, overwhelming number of patients, overwhelming lack of supplies. So I had been paged to go and rapidly try to rescue this patient who was, he was deteriorating. I respond and I go into the room, and I'm one of the first people there. Shortly after we got started, the nurse came in and said, oh, he's a DNR, which stands for do not resuscitate. I'm standing here staring at this gentleman in his eyes, and he's still struggling to hang on. I look around the room and I see on the walls all these pictures, crayon drawings of, stay strong and we love you. And, this man had a legacy. Certainly people that loved him, but they weren't there. And I started to pray over him to let him know that he's not alone. God, we're so afraid, and whether or not we can say it, we're so scared, and we need you now, maybe more than we ever have in our lives. And I watched as the life left his body, and I thank God that I was there. I was so proud that I had answered the call, that I had gone to do this thing, to fight this fight. But every day I would ask God to help me manage my emotions and help me manage my fear and be my sword and be my shield. And I just felt like my entire journey, the whole, 9 weeks that I was gone, I prayed that God would be there for me and that He would pull me along when I needed forward momentum. And that's exactly what happened.